everybody. This is one of them spontaneous lives, man. I have a little downtime before my last client gets up in the building. So I'm going to tap in and build with y'all, man. So I'm going to give everybody about maybe 3 minutes to tap in before we start motivating the people, man. Y'all see the subject matter for the day. We dealing strictly with the motivation. How y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Monday? You know, this is a little out of my nature to go live at this time, but like I said, I got a little bit of downtime, as y'all see, before this last client come in, man. So I just want to tap in. And give y'all some inspiration, man. But what's the word? How y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Monday? I'm gonna tap in with y'all until this last client gets in the building, man. Kaylin, what's happening? Peace. Devin, peace. What's happening? What's the word? How we living? How we feeling? Malik, peace. What's happening? What's the word? You know, we got to inspire the people today, man. So hopefully y'all in the mood for some inspiration or some motivation. And if y'all catch me consistently looking this way, man, I'm trying to keep my eye on the crowd outside, you know. Make sure this client don't walk in on me. Sweet T, what's happening? Shakir, peace, what's happening? Patrick, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Lindell, peace, what's happening, man? We doing this evening flow right now. Got a little downtime, so we gonna build. We gonna tap in. Hopefully y'all being productive and efficient today. Hopefully y'all done been healthy. Y'all done did something healthy today. You know, drink enough water, eat the veggies, eat the fruits, exercise. Hopefully y'all done did something that's beneficial to your health and well-being today. Meditated, whatever the case may be. Hopefully y'all did something pertaining to your health and wellness, man. Did some journaling, something, man. Hopefully y'all did something, man. Reality with GP, peace, what's happening, man? Devin, man, everything is good, man. Everything is good. Everything is good. We can't complain. Matter of fact, we won't complain. You know, we can always complain, but we ain't gonna never do that. You know, we just bring the problems to the surface so we can come up with the solution. You know what I'm saying? All right, on Sweet Tea for sure. Hey, the CEO of Locke University. You know, I've been growing my hair for about 20 years now, man. I've been growing these locks for about 20 years. True to this. There you go, Lindell. Hey, feed that mind. You know, because we talking about life right now, man. I just want to get on here, tap in for a little minute and talk about life, man. Help y'all figure some things out. We got to stop being, as I said in my last upload, we got to stop being consistently inconsistent with our lives, man. You know, we help other people get things in order, but when it comes to our own lives, it be a mess. You know, it be like people. What's a good analogy, man? You know how you find a lot of women that be into zodiac signs and they know how to pair everybody else together. They know what zodiac signs mesh with what, and they able to tell you about your relationships when they find out the zodiac signs. But when you look at their relationships or their choices, it's a mess, it's chaos. So it's like they can't even use this spiritual information to help themselves. Like that's just what we tend to do that a lot. We tend to do that a lot, man. We got to stop doing that, fam. Like I'm not about to be using any type of system, any type of astrological, spiritual system to help anybody else with their relationship if I can't use it on myself first, or if I haven't used it on myself first. You know, if my relationships are out of whack, but yet I'm trying to tell people about these zodiac signs and these zodiac parents, matter of fact, let me apply that to my life first. Let me apply that to my life first before I start preaching it like it's the gospel out here. You know what I'm saying? Like we tend to do that, man. We got everything else. We got everything figured out for everybody else, but we can't use these systems and these doctrines to make better decisions in our lives. That's backwards, fam. That's backwards. It makes zero sense. You know, you got all the answers when I come to you and I tell you when I was born, or I tell you, you got all the answers for me. But then when it comes to your own life is out of whack and it's chaotic. Listen, y'all, stop pushing your doctrine. Stop pushing these things that you believe on other people if you are not first applying it to your own life. Stop doing that, fam. If it is not working for you, then stop pushing it on other people, fam. Stop doing that. Best believe if y'all see and hear me push any type of doctrine on anybody, best believe I have implemented it in my own life first and foremost, and it's working for me. So matter of fact, I won't even have to push it because you gonna see it. You know, so I don't have to push it on you because you gonna see it. But we got a lot of people pushing all type of doctrines and all type of systems, got everybody else's life figured out. They know exactly who you should talk to, who you shouldn't talk to, but they can't make these decisions in their own life. They know exactly what you should do for your occupation, what you shouldn't do, but then they can't figure that out in their own life. Come on now, make this stuff make sense, man. People got to tap in with themselves, man. We tap in with all these systems and these doctrines so that we can try to help other people. But what good is that, man, if you're not first helping yourself? Come on now, Dominique, Rose, what's happening? Peace. What good is it, man, if you're not first helping yourself, fam? First help yourself. This is how it goes, man. That's the mathematical order, man. First, you got to take something and you got to apply it to yourself, man. And then once you have applied it to yourself and it's working for you, now you are a living witness, man. It's almost like, now I'm not saying you can't get advice from somebody that's not living a certain lifestyle, but it's like, man, listen, if I'm trying to get to $1 billion, man, and I'm listening to somebody that then actually implemented some practices and got to $1 billion, like, come on now. That's a better foundation. That's a better model for me to follow. Because this person actually did it. They are living it right now, currently, opposed to just talking it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna more so focus on the person that's living the reality that I'm striving towards. Not the person that's doing what I'm doing, that's talking about it and not living it. No, I want to see the person that's actually putting this stuff into practice and motion. That's what I need. Oh, yeah, Dominique, for sure. You know, it's almost like, you know what I mean? It's like a Muslim trying to tell you how pork is bad. Whole while when the door's closed, they eating it. You know what I'm saying? Get Ink, what's happening? Our reality with GP, man, and that's, you know, and the funny thing about that is you say from what I've seen, most people don't want to get their lives together. A lot of people become complacent and not having peace. And what's crazy about it, the funny part about that, or the irony about it, is that they are constantly or consistently complaining about not having peace. So that's the funny part about it. You get complacent with a chaotic lifestyle, and then you constantly complaining about it. You know, and that's what's crazy to me. Not even crazy. It's funny to me when I come across those people. You know, you come across those people quite frequently. You know, somebody that's complacent with the chaos, or so it appears on the surface, but they always complaining about it. And then you analyze decisions that they are making, and you see why their life is in shambles. It's like, dude, you just got to make better decisions. Like, you knew you shouldn't have did that. You know, it be decisions that they are making that they know they should not make, and then they want to double back and complain about it once the decision has been made and the consequences are now being, you know what I'm saying? When the consequences are now hitting them. Now they want to sit back and complain. Oh, wow, they knew that was going to happen. They knew it. All in deal, man, 1,000%, man. So I'm trying to tell you, you know, social media, just like everything else, has its pros and has its cons, man. But for the most part, especially the younger generation, social media done raised them. You know, fortunately enough for me and my elder peers, like, we know what life was like without social media. We experienced life without social media. We experienced life without smartphones. You know what I'm saying? We experienced that type of living. The younger generation, they know nothing of that type of living. You know, so they are indoctrinated by this age of social media. We know at the end of the day, you know, for my generation and a little bit older, we know at the end of the day, if this stuff didn't exist, we'd just get right back to living like how we were. But like these the younger generation, man, they have been raised strictly and solely on social media. That's all they know. That's all they live for. You know, I know how to put the phone down and tap in and tune in to something else and read a book. You know, I know how to do these type of things. Like, this is stuff that we did back in the day growing up because we didn't have the smartphones and things like that. Like, now these young, they can't fathom that. That doesn't even make any sense to them. Doesn't even make any sense. King Corey, I'm trying to tell you, not only on the computers, but you had the computers with the loud modems. You know what I'm saying? Computers made a bunch of noise. I'm talking about we gonna get old school. Like, this the generation I come from, man. When you was on the startup, that computer, that AOL, all that, with the loud modem, took that computer forever to start up. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's where we come from. We come from that. Like, straight up. Dominique, man, exactly. Some people just don't even try. And then on top of trying, I had to explain this to a client the other day as far as a weight loss journey that this client is on. You know, I just had to simply tell them, like, I don't know, they slipped up, messed up like one day. And I was just like, hey, man, not even messed up, man. It's like the pounds are not leaving as fast as they would like. And I just had to break them down. I say, listen, I say, you didn't just wake up overnight and you was just 100 pounds overweight. That is impossible. Doesn't work like that, fam. We got to stop acting like we accumulated a ton of weight overnight. You didn't just wake up and you was all of a sudden 40, 50 pounds overweight. Like, no, this has taken years, months, whatever the case may be. It took a nice amount of time for you to accumulate these pounds, fam. So you got to give yourself some leeway when it comes to getting rid of the pounds. Unfortunately, you have put yourself in that hole. It's almost like your finances, fam. It's almost like your finances, man. When you didn't put yourself in the hole, it might take you a little bit longer to get out that hole, opposed to just not putting yourself in the hole in the first place. You know? So if you didn't messed up the credit, now you got to dig yourself out the hole, opposed to not messing up your credit in the beginning anyway. You know, so it's better to take that measure. But if you do mess up the credit, now it's just going to take a little bit of work to get yourself up out of that. It don't mean that it's impossible. It's just going to take you a little bit longer. So be patient with yourself. Be patient. So I had to tell my client, I'm like, look, man, you ain't just wake up one day and you was 100 pounds overweight or you was 70 pounds overweight. This accumulated over years. It's accumulated over years. So why you think you about to wake up, snap your fingers, and the weight gonna be off? Don't work like that, fam. Don't work like that. You know, so we gotta stop trying to rush the process. Stop trying to rush greatness. Just fall in love with that process, man. And that's the ups, downs, the ebbs and flows of the process, man. Fall in love with it. Fall in love with it. We so focused on the end result. Like, I want to lose 100 pounds. So you focus on that. Like, nah, man, focus on the process, the things that are required of you to lose the 100 pounds. Or if you're trying to rebuild your credit, fall in love with the process, not the end goal. Because when you focus on that end goal, anytime you slip up, now you about to be depressed and you sad. But when you fall in love with the process, that is not going to happen. So we got to fall in love with that process, fam. The process. That is the only thing that really matters. The end goal, that's in the future. The process is what you have currently. The here and now, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So stop obsessing over this end goal, fam. If you want to lose 100 pounds or if you need to lose 100 pounds, don't just focus on, man, I'm going to lose this 100 pounds. No, focus on what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Oh, I need to eat my greens. I need to drink more water. I need to exercise on a day-to-day basis. Focus on that. Fall in love with that, fam. That's what you need to do. On the spot live. Peace. What's happening? King Corey, man. Hey, exactly, man. And I be having to get out of that now. You know, just not using GPS and things like that, man. We don't want to become dependent on all of that, man. And that's what the younger generation be on. They just dependent on that. You take these phones away from the younger generation, man, and they cannot get from point A to point B. I'm talking about they may not even be able to make it back home. You know what I'm saying? If they don't got the GPS, depending on where they at, they may not be able to make it back to the crib. And that's sad. Our reality with GP, man, that has happened so much in my life that it's actually pretty funny. You know, and that's when they say it, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I realized back in the day that I was trying to give people some game when they wasn't ready for it. So I stopped doing that. That's why a lot of times, that's why now I don't offer a lot of advice to people in the physical unless they ask me. I stopped doing that. But back in the day, when I was coming into what we call knowledge of self, and I was getting a lot of information, reading a lot of books, just nonstop in my younger years, man, I was bashing people over the head. Hey, man, y'all need to read this. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to stop eating that. But most of the people that I was relaying these messages to, they was not ready for it, you know. And so then when they became ready, since I planted the seed, then years later they reached back, they was going to reach back out to me, or they reached back out to me. Be like, man, I remember when you was in college, man, you was talking about, you know, not eating this and that. It's like, man, I wasn't listening to you then, man, but I'm at a point in my life where I kind of need some guidance and all that type of good stuff. So it's like, even when you think they not listening, the seed has been planted. So even if it appears on the surface that a person is not listening, at the end of the day, it's how the subconscious mind works. When you talking to somebody, even if they not physically listening to you, man, that seed is still being planted in the subconscious mind, best believe. You know, best believe. That's why a lot of people have what they call an aha moment when they hear certain things. Whatever it was that caused that aha moment for you, you heard it before. Somebody probably told you this 1,000 times. You might not even be able to pinpoint who told you. But you might have a moment. We didn't have plenty of these moments where you hear something and you just hear it at the right time. It's something that you done heard 1,000,000 times, 1,000 times. But it's that one day you hear it at the right time and it's like, boom, it clicks all of a sudden. That's what they call an aha moment, fam. I have been that person when people have their aha moment, they reach back out and say, man, I remember you told me this. Man, I was watching something on YouTube and I heard somebody say such and such, and man, something clicked in my mind and I thought of you. So a lot of times when folks had their aha moment, when they heard something and it resonated with them and they couldn't understand why, they think about it and be like, man, I remember you had said that 5-10 years ago. You know, I done had plenty of those moments, man, where I'm paying attention to something or I'm reading something, man, I read it at the right time and it clicks. And I'm like, man, I done heard this before. I heard this before plenty of times. And then I start thinking about who told me that and when they told me that and how I didn't necessarily listen at the time, but it resonated with me subconsciously. You know, hey, I read something that said something along the lines of like, we don't necessarily, what was it? Like, we don't forget things. Like, it's just like we just can't recall certain experiences that we have, but like, it's not forgotten. All you got to do is use a little bit of effort, a little bit of mental effort. And trust me, you can recall anything, man, for real. They got us sleeping on the power of our minds and brains. Got us thinking that we be forgetting things like, nah, you just can't recall them. You know, you do certain practices, man, you're gonna be able to manifest that experience back to the surface and be able to recall what happened. For real. Man, Lindell, man, it just depends. It depends on the wine, man. And for the most part, honestly, grapes can get a little crazy too, as far as like the way it spikes your glucose if you OD on the grapes. So, hey, you can tap in, you can eat too many grapes, man, and it causes a large glucose spike within you, man. So, you know, if you OD on the grapes, that can cause a problem. But yeah, man, that's why, you know, I don't really offer a lot of unsolicited advice these days. You know, sometimes I might get in my zone when somebody says something that triggers me and I just start building. And hey, if somebody pick up on some jewels and they just pick up on it. But nowadays, man, I don't like to waste a lot of my energy. I don't like to waste a lot of my time. It's unfortunate that I got to be this way, you know, because I feel like at the time where I was given a lot of this free information, man, people took it for granted. And now, 10 years later, they reaching back out, and I might not even I might not have the energy these days to really give people this advice. I'm like, y'all should have caught me when I had the energy. You know, when I wanted to share the information with y'all. And that's what be messed up. That be the messed up part about it. When people had that aha moment and they reach back out 10 years later trying to get me to build on something that I was building on 10 years ago. It's like, man, I might be in a different space in my life. So now I don't necessarily care to help you with it because I'm at a different space in my life. So, man, people got to stop taking that type of stuff for granted, man. That's why when I'm in a room and somebody is offering game, I try to listen. I try to soak the game up. I try to soak the game up 1,000%. You know, when I'm around the OGs and they giving good game, man, I try to soak it up. I try to be like a sponge, man. I don't take that for granted. I don't take it. That person might not be here 10 years from now for me to tap back in with them and see, hey, man, what you was telling me 10 years ago, can you elaborate? Like, nah, man, so you don't want to take that for granted. Hey, King Corey, already, man, let me know. Already, I'm in here currently, as y'all see, you know. But, man, I don't take game for granted. I don't take jewels for granted. I don't take information. I don't take insight. I don't take wisdom for granted at all. When somebody is offering that wisdom and that insight, I'm listening. We got good discernment, man. You know when somebody BSing and when they not, when they genuine, you know. You should be able to determine that rather quickly, man. So I shouldn't have to tell y'all who is disingenuous versus who is not, you know. Come on now. Oh, yeah, get in. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. You know. So, hey, I just want to know, as I asked, you know, when we gonna stop playing with our lives? When we gonna stop taking things for granted, fam? Like, when we gonna stop doing that, fam? Like, I feel like I'm one of the ones, man, like I've taken people for granted, you know, so essentially a lot of that it'd be karma and whatnot, or whatever you want to call it, law of reciprocity, whatever, you know. I'm getting back what I dished out a lot of times when I took people for granted. So when people took me for granted, reciprocity, man, that's a universal law, you know. But I feel like a lot of times, man, especially back when I was graduating high school and I was coming into the knowledge, I feel like a lot of people took it for granted. I feel like a lot of people laughed at me. A lot of people thought I was crazy. A lot of people weren't taking me seriously. They thought I was going through a phase in my life. And now it's like 12, 13 years later, man, I'm still on that same type of time. And now you wish you would have started listening to me 10, 12 years ago. Like, for real, when I came across some information that told me I need to stop eating certain foods, what I do? I listen, man. I ain't take that for granted. I ain't say, man, I do that when I'm ready. I said, man, I came across this information for a reason. I came across this guidance for a reason, fam. I came across that for a reason, like straight up. So I don't take it for granted. When I come across it, man, I don't take it for granted. Irish McGee, I'm going to assume you trolling, but the funny part about that troll is word on the street is Snoop Dogg is actually my peoples. That's word on the street. Last family reunion we had, or no, the one before that, that was actually, apparently Snoop Dogg is actually my cousin. So, hey, that is actually some truth to that. Boom, peace, what's happening? Beast by Bless Zone now. Peace, what's happening? Nishadi, peace, what's happening? I know how to say the name now. I can get to it. But yeah. But when I came across information back in the day, I never took any of that information for granted. I started making changes immediately, instantly. Soon as I come across it, all right, time to make a change. Time to make a change. Time to make a change. I came across How to Eat to Live. Time to make a change. Man, who else? I was coming across Dr. Sebi at the time. Time to make a change. I was Layla Africa. Time to make a change. Hey, I was even coming across Queen Afua. So then when I came across her, I was like, man, all the women that were around me, I was like, hey, man, y'all need to get hip. Y'all need to tap in with the queen. Boom. So I'm passing all this information around. Took it for granted. Whole while I'm making changes. Take it for granted, man. We got to stop doing it. Niecy Peace, what's happening? Trying to tell you, man, you gonna look up one day, man, 10 years later, you gonna wish you listened to somebody who was trying to put you on 10 years ago. You do not want to go through life like that, man. You do not want to wake up 12 years to pass you like, man, dude was trying to get me to do this 12 years ago, and now you got an ailment that you trying to reverse, and now it's at a point where it's hard to reverse it. Blue, what's that? What's happening? Tony, what's happening? But straight up, man, like, and that's how I was looking at life. That's how I was looking at it. I was like, man, if I don't implement these things, now, of course, it ain't been perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I implement something and it'll last for 6 months. Then I fall off for a month, whatever the case may be. But now I'm pretty consistent with it. You know, but back then I was like, man, I don't want to come across this groundbreaking information, fail to implement it, and then next thing you know, I'm faced with a crisis, and then I sit back looking at life like, man, I wish I would have listened to this back then. Maybe I wouldn't be down bad like this. Like, I ain't want to go out like that. I ain't want to go out like that. So I was like, man, I'm about to start implementing all these things. So I was implementing everything. When I came across it, I did it. I was like, oh man, you said mix this spirulina, put this spirulina in the gallon of water and drink this mug. I started doing all that. Super greens, man, let me order these super greens, the spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass. Make the concoction, put it in the water. Like, I'm doing all of this. Every time I came across it. Any supplement, any herb you can think of, man, I didn't dabble with it. I didn't experiment with it because I didn't came across all of them, and I didn't use all of them at some point in my life. Because as soon as I came across it, I say, let me try this out. Now, it's a select few that are a consistent part of my life now after further research and studying, but I didn't use them all. I wasn't about to let this stuff pass me up and I ain't try it out. You know, straight up. I'll get in for sure. And you know, they tried to, with a lot of those supplements, they try to use gelatin capsules. So they try to, again, they always trying to trick us, fam. You know, so they try to use gelatin capsules. And then you got to be looking like, man, what is that? So they use these words, and we don't be knowing what some of these words mean. And that's how they be getting us. You know, gelatin capsule. Okay, cool. We don't, what's gelatin? And you find out how they make the gelatin, and you be like, well, dad, hold on. Hold up. You know, so it's a lot of trick knowledge out here. You know, but they trick us so many different ways, especially when it comes to like food and things along those lines, like it's crazy. It's like nowadays when you get a food, you know, when you buy food and you look at the serving sizes now these days, this is a trick that they done played on us. What they have done to make us feel as if we are doing okay, they have decreased the serving sizes out here. So it appears as if, because a lot of people don't pay attention to the serving sizes. So when they tell you, when they give you a box of something, I wish I had some food up in here with the ingredients or that label. So when you go buy something and on the label, it tells you X amount of calories and they give you that breakdown of the carbs and all of that type of good stuff. All of that is per serving, fam, per serving. So when they decrease the serving size, inevitably, all this other stuff is decreased. So it makes it look like you are eating less calories than you really are. And that's a lie because they have decreased the serving size. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if they give you a box of cookies and them cookies be like, oh, it's only 80 calories and this, that, and the third. But then the serving size be 2 cookies or 3 cookies. Who finna eat 3 cookies, fam? Who finna do that? They have tricked us. Like the serving sizes ain't used to be that small, fam. So now when you look at the back of it, it don't look as bad as far as like the calories and all of that type of good stuff because they have decreased the serving size. And that's trick knowledge that they be playing on us, fam. That's trick knowledge. Trick knowledge. Now, when y'all read them labels, man, just look at the serving sizes, fam. Look at the people do not pay attention to serving sizes, man. People don't pay attention. The serving size, man, is very important. You buy you a box of cookies. Look at the serving size, fam, and then really think about how many of them joints you really eat, and think about the trick they playing on you. Hey, y'all killing me with the Snoop Dogg today, man. Y'all really, hey, I'll try to tell you that's real life supposed to be my cousin, man. But y'all killing me with it today. Come on now. Tony, yeah, harmful chemicals, everything. And I'm trying to tell you, I wish I had my list, but man, they got like sugar got a million different names and labels. A million different names and labels, man, for sugar. They got a lot of fancy ways to say this is sugar. All you gotta do, go to the store, look at the back, and I'll supply y'all with the list, man. I don't even want to start naming all of that type of nonsense, man, but they got a million different ways to say sugar. Million different ways. Million different ways. But I'm trying to tell y'all, man, the trick they done played on us, one of the more recent tricks, is they have decreased the serving size. Man, you will buy a bag of chips, you will buy a family bag of chips, man, and it'll be like, you will see like a small amount of calories or something. And you be like, oh, okay, cool. The serving size for that bag of chips might be 15 chips. Man, who finna sit and eat 15 chips, fam? So before you know it, you have quadrupled from that 15, and now that 150 calories, man, come on now. Then turn into 600, 700. So they be tricking us, man. They be tricking us with these labels. You say, why is the system so determined to kill and destroy? Hey, we already know. First of all, it is in the nature of the people who are in control of the system to kill and destroy. That's in their nature. It's almost like they can't help themselves, fam. It's like the nature of a venomous snake, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, what they say when they say life be life, and at the end of the day, a snake is going to snake. You can trust that snake if you want to, but you should not ever be surprised when that snake decides to wake up one day and bite you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's in the true nature of the snake. It's like trying to take an animal, a wild animal, out of the jungle, out of the wild, and think you can tame them, and then be surprised when they acting crazy. You know, you take a lion out the jungle thinking you can tame it, then you surprised when a lion turn his back on you and rip your head off, or rip the head off of somebody that's around you. Like, nah, that lion at the end of the day gonna realize who it is. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna say, you know what? I'm a lion, man. I'm big. I can rip the head off everybody in here. You know? So at the end of the day, the people that control this system, it's in their nature. It's in their nature. And what they have done is we just like them lions that I talked about. You know, they got us tamed. You know, and it's just a select few that we are untamed. We didn't realize who we truly are. And they don't like that, so they got what they do to the animal. When they take these animals from the wild and they put them in the zoo, they put them in the circus, and these animals start acting like how they really should be acting, what they do to them, they kill them. Same thing is happening in the wilderness of North America. It's a zoo, it's a circus, fam. When some of us black folks wake up and we realize, like, man, hey, I'm the God, man, they not finna, you know what I'm saying? They not finna keep treating me like this. They gotta take them out. They gotta kill them. They gotta kill them just like they'll do that animal. I took you out the wild. I expect for you to act a certain type of way, even though it's other than your true self, your true nature. And anytime you deviate from the way I need for you to act, then I'm gonna lay you down. I'm gonna lay you down. So that's how they got black folks. You know, they got a lot of us tamed, but not all of us. And those of us that are untamed, those of us that have awakened and tapped into who we truly are, we ain't going for the nonsense. You already know they got layers that put what they say, what they do to the dogs, put them to sleep. Like, come on now. What you say, reality, the only issue I need to overcome in my life now is the type of women I get. I always end up attracting ratchet, loud, motor mouth females. I want to attract a feminine, nurturing woman. Reality. As I tell all the good brothers, And I'm glad you said I always end up attracting, because that's accountability. Because you understand at the end of the day, you are attracting that to your life for whatever reason. So once you tap in and realize it might be just a small hit or hint of a certain energy that you dishing out that's causing you to attract that. But you got to get in tune, man. You got to tap in and figure out, what am I displaying? What type of energy am I dishing out that's causing me to repeatedly attract that type of woman? Because at the end of the day, hey, we got to be responsible for who and what we attract in our lives. Whether people like that perspective or not, it is what it is. Everybody that came in my life from a relationship perspective, I attracted, fam. Point blank, flat out. You know, I don't care how you feel about that. That's just what it is, fam. You are attracting. We always attract. The law of attraction is always at work. You know what I'm saying? The law of attraction is always working. People that's coming into your life, man, are coming into your life for a reason, and you got something to do with it. So always tap in to what are you dishing out that's causing this attraction to take place. What are you supposed to learn from repeatedly attracting these type of people in your life? It might be something you're supposed to learn, which is why you are repeatedly attracting these people. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to tap in. Tap in. Oh yeah, so hey, man, high fructose corn syrup is just, you know what I'm saying, the tip of the iceberg. Trying to tell you, the list is crazy. The list is crazy. The list is crazy. Oh yeah, Linda. Hey, and don't even get me started on when they say something is sugar free or fat free. All of that be garbage. You know, that be garbage. They be saying something is sugar free, but it still contains ingredients that the body converts into glucose, like glycogen and all that type of good stuff. So that's what be crazy about that. Clocks in, Big Black, what's happening? With what's happening? Case, what's happening? Peace to everybody tapping in. These shoddy, man, hey, exactly, and that's the thing. And I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna also keep it real on that. Cause for the most part, you know, we visual creatures, especially us brothers. So, hey, I'm gonna keep it real. Like that gets a lot of us, man. We gonna go by looks, and that's still part of the you know what I'm saying, the requirement. But back in the day, I used to be more blinded by that. Like that was almost kind of it. Like, man, you just had to look a certain type of way. All the other stuff I wasn't necessarily concerned about. You know what I mean? But that was when I was younger. But then when I started to read, it's like, all right, cool, man. Looks, all right, boom. Gotta have that. But it's like you also gotta have a mind to match it. You know, so I had to add that to the requirement list. You know, back then it was just, you looked a certain type of way. Now I'm blinded. I'm like, dang, look at such and such. Blinded. Not thinking of anything else. And now I didn't walk right into a bad situation because I was blinded by looks. Now, back, you know, not rewind, but fast forward some years. Now it's like, all right, she look cool, but let me see where her mind's at, though. Like, she looking cool, but I'm not blinded by that. Like, she look cool, but man, let me see where her head is at. Let me see where the mind is at. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But let me see where the mind is at. Deuces of growth. You say, what's better between calisthenics and weightlifting? One is not necessarily better than the other, but if I had to, weightlifting, you can't beat that. But I always include calisthenics in your regimen. You know, so all of it is needed and required. You should be able to master your own body weight first and foremost. And then to take everything to the next level, that's when you add the weightlifting or the weight training. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, back in the day, it was just looks. That was it. I really wasn't worried about anything else. I wasn't concerned about anything at that. Back then, you just wanted a trophy. You know what I'm saying? Something that just looked good. You know, that was it. Until you walk into a lot of those relationships and you realize a lot of them, let's keep it real, you realize a lot of them was just airheads. You know what I'm saying? They looked great, but then it was like, man, wasn't no substance. Wasn't no substance behind it. It was like those looks, it's true, man, looks only really get you so far, man. After a while, you start to realize, like, man, this chick can't talk about nothing. You know, so after a while, those looks, like the impact of the look start to fade, fam. You know, initially, you be like, dang, such and such look cool. Then after you rock with them for a while, it's like, all right, now, them looks ain't hitting you the same. Now you need something else. And it's like, man, come on, man, if she can't offer that, then it's like you on to the next one. So that happened plenty of times in my younger years. Man, you would be gravitated towards something because of how I look. Then you would get with her and be like, man, dang, like, yeah, what they say back in Atlanta, like, man, like, shorty she ain't got no substance, man. This ain't gonna work. You know, so you keep it pushing. And then it'll always be funny, because then back then, mothers would look at you when you walk away from a chick that, like, dudes wanted, like, that look good. They be like, man, why are you walking away from her, man? You tripping. It's like, man, like, nah, man, we wasn't on the same page. The conversation, what, this, that, and the third. It's like, it was just crazy or funny how people will look at you when you walk away from a chick that looked good back in the day. They'll think you fumbling, like, not knowing, she crazy, but I ain't even gonna lie to you, I honestly believe every woman is crazy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel like every woman got some crazy tendencies. And we just gotta learn how to deal with them. Like, I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I hope I don't get crucified by my sisters, but I feel like they all got some crazy ways. They can say the same thing about us, I'm sure. But I don't feel like there's not one sister on this planet that I'm about to be like ain't got something crazy in her. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, y'all got some crazy ways, fam. We just learn how to cope with them and deal with them. You know what I'm saying? we choose the crazy that we want to deal with. Some crazy I ain't going for. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy I ain't going for. Like, you're not about to be keying my car, slashing my tires. That type of crazy I ain't going for. You know, so we just got to settle on which crazy that we can tolerate here. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like y'all, hey, y'all know it, and y'all know it too. Y'all, any sister that's watching, y'all know it. Y'all better not deny it. Y'all better not deny. Brandon, what's happening? Hey, Nisha, that what I'm. Some definitely don't know how to control the crazy. And I'm gonna keep it out. The ones that kind of know how to control the crazy might be a little scarier than the ones that don't know how to control the crazy. Because when you don't know how to control the crazy, then I see that instantly. Like, yep, she can't tame the crazy, so I'm walking away from that. But the ones that know how to control the crazy, man, they plotting and scheming on. You know it's all bad. Let me know the crazy up front. That's what I try to let people know my flaws and my bad tendencies up front, so I don't shock nobody. Like, I don't like the element of surprise. I don't like that when it comes to relationships, man. So I try to let people know, to the best of my abilities, some things that might catch you off guard or you may see as weird. Try to let you know instantly, so it don't catch you off guard. So just let me know the crazy out the gate, so I know what I'm walking into. So I know, okay, all right, she this type of crazy. She type 1 crazy versus type 2 crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need to know. Because us bros, some of us have dealt with a lot of females in our lifetime, in our younger years. So you might be coming with an element of crazy that we done dealt with before. Like, we need to know some of the crazy that you be on up front. You know, straight up. Just let us know up front. Hey, Nisha, hey, for sure. You know, for sure. Man, reality with GP, man, I got to build on what you just said. I got to build on what you just said, because I'm a prime example of that. I'm a prime example of that, fam. And you still don't have to dress that way. Cause I don't dress that way. Muzz tried to tell me how I need to be dressing, man. I stopped doing that. Now, I ain't even gonna say stop. I never started. I worked at the bank for some years, so I kind of had to dress a certain type of way for that. But like my normal attire, nah. Like I ain't never dressing like the GQ man of the year. I don't care how many times somebody tell me to dress like that. I wear what I like. I don't follow trends. I don't dress how people. I don't dress how people feel like I supposed to dress for my age. Like all that type of stuff. Like nah. I wear what I like. I wear what I want to wear. What I wear is not out here harming folks. I'm not out here wearing ratchet clothes and looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna wear what I like. I'm gonna wear what I'm comfortable wearing. So I can feel that. But I'm here to tell you that you can still attract something or somebody that makes sense, that has substance, dressing that way. Like straight up. Like I'm the last, like I'm going to wear what I want to wear. I don't care about what's trending. I don't care about what's hot, what's not. Man, I'm going to wear what I like. If I like that pair of shoes, bro, I'm getting that pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. I don't care. Man, don't nobody wear these anymore. Like that doesn't bother me. I'm dressing how I dress. I got my own little style of dressing and I'm comfortable with it. I don't care if it ain't popping. I don't care if it's childish. I don't care what it is. I'm going to dress that way. I'm going to dress that way, and I'm still going to conduct myself the way that I conduct myself. So I can put on this hoodie and I can walk in a room filled with people with suits and ties on, and I can stand out mentally in those type of rooms dressed this way. So I don't get caught up in that, oh man, you need to dress this type of way, you need to wear this. Like I don't get caught up in that. I make the clothes don't make me. Like straight up. Like I make the clothes don't make me. Trust me. I done been there, done that. I done had plenty of people try to get on me about my appearance and things like that. Man, I'm going to do what I want to do, man. That's why I grow this hair out. That's why I grow this beard, man. I grow all that, man. Y'all got me messed up, man. Look, I make the clothes, like I make the style, man. I am the style, fam. Like straight up. Deuces of growth. Hey, peace. Appreciate that donation. You say high reps, low weight, or 3 to 6 reps, heavy weight. It depends on your goal. Fam, it depends on what the goal is, but you should also do a mixture of all of that. It's all about programming. So you should have a phase in your training where you are doing strength training, which would be about 1 to 5 reps. Then you also want to have a phase in your training where you are building muscle primarily, which would be about 6 to 12. Then you also want to have a phase of your training where you are training for muscle endurance, which would be anything over 12. I'll say about 15 to 20 reps. So you want to always incorporate all the elements of training. You never want to just say, oh man, I'm just doing low reps or I'm just doing high reps. Like, no, you want to do all of it. And neither one is better than the other because they all serve a particular purpose. Like I say, the high reps is more muscle endurance. Yes, you could build muscle that way, depending on what you eat, but that's more for muscle endurance. The middle is more for hypertrophy, which is muscle growth. And then the lower reps is more so strength. So they all strength and power. So they all serve a particular purpose. So it depends on what you are training for, working out for. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you, hey, I don't be worried about any type of job. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, fam. You invite me to the function, I'm pulling up how I want to pull up. Now, of course, I ain't gonna pull up like when people hear me say that, oh, he gonna pull up bump. Nah, we gonna pull up clean and fresh, but it's gonna be what I want to wear, not what somebody told me to wear. I'm not no suit and tie pro. Like I don't like wearing suits and ties, bro. Very uncomfortable. Not my stilo. Shout out 702, but that's just it's not my thing, man. It's not my thing, bro. I don't like dressing like that. So I don't dress like that unless I have to, unless I go to like a funeral or unless I go to an occasion where we gotta wear suits and ties. I'm not that rebellious, you know what I'm saying? So if I go somewhere to like a function and that's the code, then I can stick to the code, but like I don't prefer to dress that way, fam. Like I don't prefer to dress that way. It's a lot of brothers out here and a lot of chicks, unfortunately, a lot of these chicks so blinded by that is stupid. They so blinded by that they don't realize that them be the dudes that be pimping them the most. Because a lot of them brothers running game. They know that you are after a certain appearance, fam, so they gonna dress this type of way to mislead you, to manipulate you. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna think, oh, he dressed in this suit and tie, he must be official. He gonna be the main one scamming you. Meanwhile, brother in the hoodie that you thought was dirty, man, he probably the one that you needed in your life. You know what I'm saying? He probably the one with the money. He probably the one that's gonna treat you genuinely well. But you saw he had the hoodie on with the Timbs, and you was like, oh no, I can't talk to him. And you saw Lorenz Tate from Power in his mug. You know, you saw a dude in his Power suit, and you was like, oh, okay, that's why I want to talk to. He must be official. Brother Rashad, you saw Rashad from Power, saw him in his suit, and was like, ooh, that's what I need. And he gonna be the one scamming you. He gonna be the one scamming you. Meanwhile, I might pull up with the hoodie on, with the boots. I ain't wear the 10, you know, they kind of racist out here, you know, but most of these companies are. But we gonna pull up like a little hoodie on, some boots, and mother's gonna be looking at you like you straight dirty out here. Like you straight dirty, but it's cool. I saved myself a lot of trouble by being myself. Because when you would go out to a place and you be yourself, then what happens is all those fraudulent type of like they not gonna come to you. That's good. I didn't want you to come to me. I didn't want you to come to me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if you want to see who real versus who fake, hey, just be yourself. Just be yourself, fam. Be yourself. Oh yeah, Big Black. Hey, the body count conversation is crazy, man. And I had that conversation some months ago. That's a very, very interesting conversation, man. That conversation go a lot of different ways, fam. A lot of different ways. You know, a lot of different ways. That conversation ruffles feathers. When we start talking about do body counts matter and things like that, man, them conversations get a little heated. You know what I'm saying? Even times I done had the conversation, man, they done got very heated. You know, but that's a that's a conversation. That's a conversation that's to be had when I have some more time. But yeah. Body counts matter, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially back in the years when I was dating, man, it was more so reputation for me. My reputation, fam. So if I was dealing with a chick and then word got back to me that she done been messing with X amount of dudes, and then I'm in St. Louis, a small city, bro, and then it's just like I'm knowing a lot of the dudes. I couldn't do that, fam. I ain't gonna lie, my younger years, that stuff my younger years, I was on that type of time, bro. If word got back, it was several times, and I feel like it was justified then because, man, I'm like a freshman, man, freshman, sophomore. I'm like, bro, you know what I'm saying? We 14, 15, 16. I'm like, damn, why do you have these many bodies already? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm naive. I'm thinking, God damn, but man, when I'm 14, 15, 16, man, and then, man, I start entertaining a young lady at the time, man, and dudes would come back with all these. Now, some of the dudes could have been lying and hating on the kid because they wanted to talk to whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But, man, when that started happening, I was like, man, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that, man. But back in my younger years, like high school mode, I was just on it, man. When I be with somebody, man, they'll be like, woo, she didn't. They run off about 10 names. I'm like, God damn, man, we 15. You know what I'm saying? We are 15 wide, fam. Like, what is going on here? How am I dude number 11 already? That used to blow me back in high school. Man, pause. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I couldn't, like in high school when I was younger, like I couldn't deal with that. That used to get on my nerves. Man, I'm like, damn, man, we 16. Why am I dude number 15 already? What's going on here? You know, but again, that's when I was younger. Like, you get a little bit older, it's like almost kind of what do you expect at this point? But when I was younger, like, nah, I walked away from a lot of young ladies at the time because of that. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you at that time back then. I ain't even gonna lie to you. When words start because again, I'm in a small city, man. I'm in a small. St. Louis is big, but it's small. It's big, but it's small. You know, so things travel where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I got respectable sources a lot of times, man. So sometimes it wouldn't even get back to me. Like a lot of times, man, when word to get back to me, it wouldn't even actually come from the parties involved. It'd come from something about like a trusted source, man. I know a lot of people where I'm from, fam. Like I know a lot of people know me. You know, so it's nothing for me. Like I could do some PI work around here, fam. So when I start entertaining something or somebody, man, it wasn't nothing for that information to come back to me from other sources. That was like, man, I was in the room when she was with dude, and they was doing this, that, and the third. So it wasn't necessarily, a lot of times it wouldn't even be like a dude saying, man, you talk to such and such, man, I hit that. Nah, it'd be somebody that was like, man, I was present. You know, like that type of situation, man. So I'm like, man, I ain't had time for that, fam. I just didn't have time for it. You know, at that time, man, I ain't had time for it. I actually valued my body at the time. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not, I wasn't no young dude out here running reckless, even though everything around me was telling me to do that. I actually kind of valued my body a little bit back then, fam. So I just was asking to get with a young lady that did the same, fam. So I feel like that's not too hard for me to ask. Now, if I was out here running crazy, running around, doing whatever I wanted to do, then it's like, okay. But I feel like at that time, man, I had a standard for myself. I wasn't out here doing it with any young lady that looked attractive. So I just felt like, man, if I'm going to get with somebody, man, I expect for her to kind of be the same way. You know, I'm not one of the ones that's going to require something from somebody and I'm not living it myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt. You know, I was respecting my body at 15, 16, man. I wasn't out here going crazy with it. So I just kind of felt like, all right, man, if I'm going to get with you, man, I can't have that attached to my name because I ain't on that. You know, I'm not bringing that to you, so I ain't like that coming to me. So I wasn't the one where if you was a young lady at the time and word got on the street that you was talking to me, the rumor wasn't like, oh, you talking to dude, he a hoe. Nah, so I felt like if I wasn't bringing that to your name, then I didn't want any of that coming back on my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I was looking at it. I wasn't tarnishing your reputation and your image at the time. You know, like, dude, a hoe, why you talking to dude? Plenty of dudes I hung around had that attached to their name. So if you was talking to them, then that's what they would say. But, man, if word on the street was you was talking to dudes, like, man, dude, cool, dude, don't be out here doing nothing. So I didn't want any of that coming back on my name, man. So that's how I always felt. So I used to always try to find a woman that wasn't necessarily out here like that because I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't going to bring that to their name and their image. So I kind of didn't want that coming back on me because that's how I was living. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that was fair of me to request that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was out here reckless with it, then it's like, all right, cool. Not saying I still got to tolerate it, but it's like, all right, man, I'm out here with just going crazy, doing whatever I want to do. It's like, all right, I might give you a pass. But, man, I was out here valuing my body. You know, I wasn't out here sleeping. I had plenty of opportunities. I just went out here doing it. So I ain't want that being attached to my name like, man, you messing with such and such, she this. Nobody, that wasn't. If you was a young lady talking to me, that was never going to be what somebody said about me. Oh, you talk to dude, he be out here doing everything. Nah. So I demanded that reciprocation. Like, I ain't want you coming into my life with a ton of baggage and a ton of that, man. Like, nah, no. You know, so that's how I was early in the game. People would say I was mature for my years, but it's like it is what it is. That's how I viewed it back then, you know. Not, like, as I got older, I'm not gonna say like I put it on the back burner, but it's like, man, I wasn't that crazy with it. But my younger years, man, hey, I ain't gonna lie, them little sex ed classes, they spooked me. You know what I'm saying? They got to the kids, so I ain't want to. Man, I started thinking you instantly had diseases when you was out here talking about how many people you was messing with. I ain't gonna lie, they got me. Them sex ed classes back then, I don't know how they were. I don't know if they were effective for y'all, but whatever they showed me back then, I can't really remember. But whatever they showed me back then, they got me. They had me a little afraid for a little minute. I'm like, hold on. If you weren't straight pure, I was like, man, I think you got a disease or something. They got me. They did a good job on me. Whatever they showed me, they need to show to everybody. They got me. They had me nervous as hell. I'm not gonna lie. They had me nervous as hell, fam. They had me nervous. Like, if I got with a girl, man, and I found out she did have multiple dudes, I'm like, damn, this girl might have AIDS or something. Like, I was nervous as hell. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, fam. I was nervous. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, man, if I mess with her, man, she didn't mess with these dudes, bro. She got some. I saw it on the commercial. She got it, bro. She got it. she asymptomatic. She don't know she got it. Bro, I used to be so nervous, man. I ain't even lying to you. I ain't even lying to you. I swear, if you told me you had multiple partners at the time, like, I swear, what they used to call cooties back then, like, I swear to you, I believed it. So I promise you. I promise you, I was like, God damn, bro, she looked good, but she told me she messed with about 4 or 5 dudes, bro. She got some type of disease. I know she got it. She just don't know it yet. Symptoms ain't popped up. She got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to get depressed, man, when back in the day. Like, damn, you done had to, you tainted. You know, so they got me. I ain't gonna even lie. They did a great job. I don't know what it was that got me, but they got me. Oh, Feminine Melody. Yeah, I remember that, man. Yeah. Man, them little commercials used to have me nervous. Man, them little commercials used to have me nervous. Bro, once they told me you can have these diseases and not know you got them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, woo, they had me a little nervous on that. They had me nervous. I think that's what got me, man. Once they was like, man, you can have, you know what I'm saying? You can have some of these viruses, you can have some of these ailments and be asymptomatic. I was like, hold on, bro, what are you telling me? You know what I'm saying? Somebody could be out here with HIV and be looking normal like me right now and they don't know they sick. I didn't understand that. So when they gave me that information, everybody was questionable. When they told me they'd been messing with somebody, I'm like, bro, you might got something, you just don't know you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got me. Once they told me that, I was like, nah, they should have never told me that. You suspect. I was like, how you know you don't got nothing? You ain't get tested, how you know? You know, I used to be on that type of time, man. And I think that might be the best way to live, because that led to me not making some bad decisions. You know, and I wasn't all the way perfect. I slipped up. You know, but that led to me, I'm talking about, I could have been reckless out here, but I wasn't. Because I always start thinking about that stuff. Man, Brandon, nowadays, the commercials they going to be bringing nowadays, y'all already, the commercials nowadays going to be on a different type of time and vibe. You know, it's going to be some other stuff in those commercials, and y'all know what I'm talking about. It's going to be Earl in that joint, and yeah, we going to have commercials like that. You know, I ain't got time to be watching them commercials, man. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Earl and Phil. Nah, I don't want to see that. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to see what used to be Earl, but now is Earlina and Earl together. Like, I ain't got time for that, bro. But that's where them commercials gonna be at these days. I ain't got time for it, man. I don't want to be in a sex ed class today, because it's gonna be filled with all of that. It's gonna be filled with all of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for it. Ain't even, The sex ed class, like these videos and commercials now, it ain't gonna be no man and woman. Like, we gonna be at the end. Like, our skit gonna come on at the end. Fam, they gonna show all this, they gonna show all this gay stuff and all this other stuff. That's gonna be like, if the film is 30 minutes, they gonna show all that for the first 29, and then the last minute, they gonna show a man and a woman. They gonna man and woman. Here's the minority right here. Man and woman. Like, they gonna show all this other stuff at the very end. Then it's gonna go out, and we ain't even gonna get a whole skit. Like, it's gonna end. It's gonna shut off. So we ain't even gonna be able to go through the full skit of the man and woman. It's gonna shut off right when it start getting good. All right, it's off now. So we ain't even gonna get it. World so damn gay nowadays, it's ridiculous. Like, they didn't got us, man. They slapping us over the head. The world so damn gay, it's crazy. God damn it. And I don't even care. Like, I'm just gonna put it like that. The world so goddamn gay, it's crazy. Like, straight up, man. You can't watch nothing. You watch some, soon as it come on, gayness, trans something. It smack you right in the face. They don't even let you build, like they don't even let you get ready for it. They just slap you. Soon as you start watching it, gay. I started watching that, the fall of the House of Usher. Soon as I start turning on, here go the gay stuff instantly. They don't even, they just hit you with it now. Let's go ahead, everything is gay. It's normal now, just everybody gay. I'm like, man, god damn, man, can we just come on, fam? I just want to watch something where that ain't in there. I think we are old that, fam. We done been tapping in and watching some of this stuff, and we didn't let y'all put all this gay stuff in everything we trying to watch. Can we please get something that doesn't have it in there, man? That's all we asking for, fam. God damn, like, now we gotta watch Tubi movies to not get that element in it, and they might be putting it in that. I ain't watched the Tubi movies, but we might have to start watching the Tubi movies or filming our own movies for us to not see that. Not see it. Hey, folks, then they put all the gay stuff in the movies and the shows, and I'm talking about they have the biggest love scenes of them all. The heterosexual couples don't do nothing. They might kiss and then boom, back to the action. The gay people, they play the music. They dim the lights, and it be about 10 minutes. And you know what I'm saying? They get about 10 minutes. Well, when that happens, it's time for me to go get something to eat, go to the bathroom. I'm about to go pee or something. I ain't about to watch that. Then it's the heterosexual people. It'd be a little kiss, and they make the little noises. All right, back to the show. Back to the show. Back to the show. Y'all know I ain't lying. That gay boy, them gay scene, boy, they about 10 minutes. You go pee, you go to the bathroom, you go grab something to eat, you go drink water, you go read 5 pages in the book, and they still on the gay scene. They still doing it. They still doing it. But somehow we wrong for having a problem with that. They still do. I promise y'all, man. Y'all know I ain't playing. Y'all know I ain't lying. You go do all that. And they still let it. Still let it. Heterosexual people hug. And all right, well, that's it. Let's get back to it. Let's show the gay folk. Let's show these transgenders. God damn, man. Then they be trying to have these scenes to make you feel sorry for them. Man, I don't care about you, man. Like, come on, fam. Like, I don't care, fam. Like, ain't nothing y'all finna show me in this show or in this movie that's finna have me boo-hoo crying because these folks woke up and decided they wanted to be a dude today and they was a girl yesterday. I don't feel sorry for you. You know what I'm saying? I was born into this blackness, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, you made that decision. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. They be trying to give them storylines to where they try to really make you feel bad for these folks. Man, get out of here, man. That ain't gonna never work with me. You could call me what you want to call me, but that ain't gonna never work with me. You know, I wake up one day and decide to be Erica, like I made a decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you feeling sorry for me. I made that decision. I ain't make this decision to be black. I was born into this. You know what I'm saying? I was born into this. I was born into this blackness, fam. I was born into it. Different type of struggle. Different type of struggle. And they just be trying to force it on us, man. Be trying to get them the saddest damn storylines. I don't care about that, fam. Care about it. I come from the era of where we joned on folks, we flamed folks. I will flame I flame them. They not off limits. They not off limits. If I can flame, we can make fun of heterosexual people, which we do. I can make fun of that. These damn transgenders, boy, your Adam's apple is bigger than mine. You think I'm supposed to take you seriously? Stop playing with me, man. You got on this skirt and this trash ass wig, and your chest bigger than mine, and I'm supposed to take you serious in a show as a woman. Stop playing with me. I'm finna flame you, fam. Your veins popping out your hands just like mine, and yet I'm supposed to watch this and take you seriously as a woman. Nah, fam, you're not one. You look like me with a dress on, with a skirt on, with some makeup on. Like, I can't take that seriously, fam. I cannot do it. When I look at you, I see a dude dressed like a woman. That's it. I don't take that serious. I don't have sympathy for your role. God damn me, that don't even make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Look like you done bench press 300 pounds and you done put on, like, man, everybody got time for that, fam. I don't want to see that, man. I'm sick of seeing that, fam. Sick of goddamn seeing that. Be some good shows going on, then they throw that in there and that take up half of the show. Don't be having anything to do with the storyline, fam. Don't be having anything to do. They could have easily omitted that and the storyline could have stayed the same. They be incorporating all that when they don't need to incorporate it. I flame all up. If I flame all of them, that's what I'm saying. They better get from around me. I talk about all of them. I don't care. I talk about anybody. You know? Y'all ain't off limits. I don't care how emotional y'all get. I don't care what new vocabulary words y'all done made up that will describe somebody making fun of y'all. I don't care nothing about none of that. You look like a dude with a trash ass wig and makeup on with a dress. That's how y'all be looking when y'all be in these shows. And we don't take y'all seriously. No matter how you try to sound like a woman, no matter how you try to walk like a woman, you're not one, and I don't take you serious. For realness, I'm trying to tell you, they need their own channel. They need their own everything. Leave me alone with it. Like, straight up. Bunch of RuPauls around here, man, thinking I'm supposed to take them seriously. Be just doing too much, man. Be doing way too much, man. Way too much. I don't want to see it. Ruining some good shows out here, fam. Like, man, I mean, god damn, just that Fall of the House of Usher, like, man, why is that even needed in a show like that, fam? You don't even need that in a show like that. It just don't even make any sense. But, y'all, man, with that being said, man, I got this client walking up in here, man. I done got the flaming, folks. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They need to be flamed. God damn it. They talk about us all the time, so somebody need to talk about them. You know, but it is what it is, man. I got this client that's about to walk in here, man. I'm about to finish off this gym session for the evening. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man. I'm going to let y'all get back to enjoying the rest of y'all Monday evening. Hey, y'all be easy out here, man. I appreciate y'all as always. Peace.